everyone, welcome to Vibecoding Cafe. In this video we will talk about AI agent skills, what they are, how to build one and why they're useful. Also we will build one which is a workout tracker assistant. By the way, I'm new to Vibecoding and in this video I'm building an agent skill first time in my life. Join me in my journey.
Back to the Vibecoding Cafe.
Episode 2. Today, Dimitris will teach me how to build AI agent skills, a very popular topic as of now. So I decided to learn them because, first of all, I've been hearing a lot about agent skills. And then also I heard it's one of the ways to stop AI from hallucinations. And also, it's very good to automate some of the repeatable tasks. And you start slow and then you can build some really nice automations out of it.
Yeah, so that's basically what skills are. Like they help automate tasks because they give predefined instructions to your agents. And the way that you create a skill is by writing the definition of the process that you want to automate. You write the instructions that every time that the agent decides that it needs to interact with a skill will read to know what steps it needs to perform in order to accomplish the task. So,
but where can you use the skills? Like, for example, if you're using what, can you give skills to ChatGPT or you need you give them to your coding agent?
Mm-hmm. I think at this point, you can actually use skills in all of the popular platforms. Like Claude, you can use skills.
In the chat?
You can use them on all the interfaces. You can use them on Claude Web, on Claude Desktop, in Claude Code, so across like the whole ecosystem. And I know that ChatGPT also now has, I think with Codex specifically, you can create skills. Sometimes they're also referring them to as automations because that's what skills are. Like they can help you automate things. And
if you want to use it, you just, if it's, for example, not inside of the Claude Code, you just send this file to a chat and you say like you should run this, perform a task based on this skill.
Yeah, you can use it in different ways. So a skill essentially is a file, right? And you could just copy the contents of that file and then just send it to any AI chat and tell it to do something.
Okay.
But you can also use it in a more you can also use a skill as a command where you're interacting with your agent and then you say like, I want you to get me the weather. And because you have a skill that you wrote on how the agent needs to get the weather, it will automatically call that skill file, it will understand what it needs to do, and then it will go through the process of getting the weather for you.
Okay.
So it's like an instruction set, right? And yeah, it's very useful for automation. So for the example of getting the weather, right? You can explain to Claude, right? And I'm going to open up Claude here, and we can go through this process together. So here I am in a new Claude session inside my terminal here, and I'm going to ask Claude to get me the weather in London, for example. Get me the weather in London. Now, I don't have any skills defined for this process. So what Claude will do is will figure out on its own, right, how to get the weather. And I don't have much control over that process. Like it might, so as you can see here, it tells me that it would perform a web search, London weather today, April 15, 2026. But I don't know from which website or from which source it will decide to get the weather information from. So if I want to have more control, let's say that I have a very specific website that I want to get the weather from, I can write a skill for that. So every time I ask it to get the weather for me, it will call that skill, it will look through the instructions, and it will say, okay, so when I'm getting the weather, the instruction I have is that I need to look at the website ABC, get the weather from there, and then display to the user, right? So it's more, we're giving it more control. Of course, I could tell Claude right now, I want you to get the weather from weather bag. So as we can see, you got the weather from weather bag. Now, I don't want to have to instruct it every time to go on weather bag instead of whatever other sources it decides to check. So this is where a skill comes in, right? Because a skill contains predetermined instructions that will tell it go on weather bag every time you're asked to get the weather. So now we can actually, should I turn this into a skill just to show you the process?
Yes, how to do it.
So creating a skill is actually very simple. These coding agents, these AI agents like Claude and ChatGPT, they already have a skill that helps you create skills. So you can actually tell it...
So it will write a skill for itself?
Yeah, like you can tell it, I want to create a skill, and it already knows what questions it needs to ask you and what it needs to do in order to put together the skill file. Because as I mentioned, a skill is just a file. So we can say something like, and I'm going to use a voice agent for this. I actually switched to fluid voice yesterday, which is a pretty cool voice to text agent. I want you to turn this process into a skill. So every time I ask you to get the weather, I want you to check weather bag with the city that I provide as an input. If I don't provide a city as an input, I want you to actually ask me which city I want to get the weather for. But weather bag should always be the site that you get the weather from. So that's my instruction. So now what the agent should do is detect that I'm trying to create a skill, and it should call the skill to create a skill.
So like you don't need to write the skill yourself, you just explain AI what you want to. But like, for example, if the skill is not correct, if it did not understand you well and wrote like a skill that is not exactly what you want, then you go in the file and edit it, or you ask to...
Yeah, you can either, as you can see here, created a skill markdown file, right? That's all a skill is. So we can edit it as we would edit any other file on our computer, or we can just tell Claude to edit it for us. Now, something to note here is Claude can create skills that are global, which means you can use them anywhere on your computer, like from anywhere that you access Claude from.
What does it mean?
So right now I'm in a session, I'm in a directory called Skills 101. I can use the skill from here, but I can also use that skill from another project that I'm working on. If you don't want that, if you want the skills that you create to be project specific, then you need to tell it that the skill files need to be project specific.
But what does it change if the file is project specific or global? Does it
Because maybe for this project I want to get the weather from weather bag, but then in another project I want to get the weather from another one.
So like whenever you will type, you will use a skill, it will refer to the file. Like. But to call the skill, so this one is called what? Weather, right? The skill is called weather, and it's saved here.
It didn't. So it didn't save it here because it's not a project specific skill. It saved it into the Claude global skills, like in your where the actual program lives.
But these skills are only yours. It's not like a global Claude and everyone can access.
They're only yours, but you can think of them as skills that live on the computer and they can be accessed from anywhere, and then there's skills that live inside a project directory and they're only accessible within that project.
But maybe it's good to show how the skill looks inside, how the skill
so this is where I suggest we actually bring it into the project so we can see the file. So I'll say bring the skill into this specific project. I don't want it to be a global skill.
Okay.
And actually, this is how I like to create skills. Is first I ask Claude to go through the whole process that I wanted to automate for me, and then I tell it, look at the process and create a skill, because this way it already has context on exactly what it needs to do, and then it just needs to go back and like create instructions around that process that it can follow. If you start by saying, I want to create a skill, and then you need to guide it through like step by step what it needs to do, yes, you can achieve the same outcome, but it's more, I feel it's a little bit more difficult that way, because maybe I think it will hallucinate more.
Okay.
You know? So we now brought it into the project, and here it is. So it's a directory called .claude. Then there's a directory within that called skills, and then there's a directory called weather. And then inside the weather directory, there's a file called skill.markdown.
So this file cannot be called the weather skill?
No, it needs to be called skill.markdown, because that's what the Claude agent is looking for.
Okay. I thought like I thought that MD already means that it's a skill file. MD.
No, MD means markdown, so it's just a file type.
Okay.
It can be
So
used
what do we have here? Name, weather, description, get current weather for a city, always sourced from weather bug, use whenever the user asks for, okay. So, and then weather bug, steps, determine the city.
So it's like an automation, step by step. Determine the city. If the user didn't provide a city, it should ask me, like, what is the city?
Page for that city, extract the weather, reply concisely. Rules, weather bug only, don't invert. Okay, so should we try? So to activate the skill, I just type dash and then weather.
Yes.
Let's just try to send like this. And then it should request the city from me, right?
Exactly.
So which city weather for? New York.
And there we have it.
Okay. And then if I type weather Dubai, it should give me it automatically, right?
Yes. It shouldn't ask you anything. There we go. So it just performs the web search.
It's interesting. Should we build something more difficult? But before we start, we should make some matcha, because it's a Vibecoding Cafe. Today we will do same matcha as we did last time, cocoa matcha, but now with ice, and we will see if it will layer nicely. Some coconut water.
Do you need space here? There we go.
So we put some coconut water. Do you like coconut water? By the way, if you want to join our Vibecoding Cafe, we left the link below where you can join us and Vibecode together and have some fun drinks. So I added some matcha.
You cannot see it there.
But I don't know. Can you see it there? I added some matcha, milk, and vanilla sugar for nice sweetener. No measurements today. And now we use the whisk and mix it all together. Can you see?
Such a matcha expert at this point.
This, by the way, it's like a ceremonial Japanese matcha from Dubai. It's very little, and I'm trying to use it very
only once
efficiently. Only for our Vibecoding Cafe. So let's see if it will layer. Like they say, if you have like ice, these foam should layer. I'm not. No.
Oh, that looks really cool.
But it didn't layer. But let's try. Oh, it's nice. It's not very sweet today. very matcha.
Matcha-y.
Matcha-y. I think I put too much matcha and too little coconut water. I will add a little bit of coconut water, but let's go back into skills creation.
So what do we want to do next? What skill
So,
should we create?
The idea of the skill that we had in mind, and that can be useful for almost anyone, is to build a skill that will help you to track your gym sessions, like any sessions. We will build a gym one. So for example, you go to the gym and you track your progress and you want to record how many reps of each movement you've done.
Which exercise?
Of each exercise you've done, and the agent can help you with this. I think it's a good task to automate, right?
Yeah,
It
like
can,
reps, weight.
Yes.
Maybe how you're feeling after each
Yes.
one.
Yes, maybe for example, if you do, it can be especially automated if you do, every time you do like kind of similar workouts, you have a workout structure that you follow, like same exercises, I don't know, 3 types of workouts. We'll create for one. And then you record a voice note to an agent, just saying like in a simple language what you've done, and then it converts it into a table.
Yeah.
Where you can track like day after day.
So I think we need to start with the database, because we need to store that data in a structured way somewhere, because I feel like after you actually record the data, then you will want to analyze it, correct?
Yes.
So it needs to be in a structured format. Therefore, for that, I recommend like the most basic way to start is like a CSV file, which you can open in a Google Sheet or an Excel program if you want. We could integrate directly to a Google Sheet, but that's a little bit more technical. We can cover that in another video if you want. But for now, I think like creating a little CSV file here, calling it like my workouts.
But how, like, you create CSV file in your, how can you edit it? What can you do with this?
Well, our AI will edit it for us.
Okay.
So I created
for tables, you need CSV file to work with.
That's one of the ways.
Okay.
Like the easiest way, I think, to get started, maybe to build like a prototype for this, is a CSV, because it's a file that lives on your computer. It lives on this project in this session right here. So we don't need to integrate with like databases and Google Sheets and all that stuff. So we create this CSV file, and then what I would tell, I will actually start a new session. Or maybe it's fine, I can just continue. Should I prompt it? I'm planning on creating a workout tracker. I want to store my workouts and the exercises related to them in the My Workouts CSV file. I want you to create some columns and some sample data in the CSV file to get started. For each workout, I want to track a workout name, a date, the exercise name, the reps, the weight, my feeling, a note about my feeling.
I think that's it.
Okay, and we can improve it later. So let it actually create now we're just creating the structure of the CSV file, so you can imagine like the columns inside the spreadsheet. And then what we want to do is, once we have this structure, we want to create a skill that will basically help us fill it out by just saying like, I just finished a lat pull downs as part of my upper body workout. I did 9 reps with 20 kilos. And I'm feeling great. And then it will figure out like how to enter that information inside the CSV file, right? That's what we need the skill for.
But we should track not only reps and weight, but also how many times, how many reps you've done, right? Like for example, 3.
That's the reps.
But then for example, you've done 3 times 10.
Okay. Do you want the way I think about it is like every exercise becomes a record in the CSV file. Or do you, because I'm thinking like you're doing lat pull downs, but maybe on one session you do 9 reps with 20 kilos, on the next one you do 15 with 10, for example, right? You might change the weight during the workout, right?
You mean on the same workout you can do it with different weights?
Yeah, sets, reps. So you might do reps. 3 sets, but on the first set you might do like 20 reps with X amount of weight. On the second set you might do 10 reps with X amount or Y amount of weight, and so on, right? So the weight might change. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so it created the CSV file here: workout name, date, exercise name, reps, weights, feeling. Feeling and feeling note, felt solid. Okay, so it created like feeling and feeling note. Should we remove it?
It's kind of like a strong, yeah, just like
feeling note.
Yes.
Remove feeling, keep feeling note. Okay, and then we will prompt it to create the skill. Do you want to do that?
I want you to help me to create a skill that will track my workout sessions. So I have this My Workout CSV file, and I want you to fill it out for me based on the information that I provide for you. Make sure that each set is a separate line, even if it's the same exercise. If I don't provide you some of the information, you should ask me the question.
I've built skills in the past that I ask the skill to reference a markdown file that contains a lot of information about some topic. And this is really helpful because it brings in context that the skill can use to perform an action, and it's very helpful. But for now, we're starting basic here. So I created the skill called log workout, and we can go here to our Claude skills. You see that we have a log workout skill. Here's the definition of the skill.
Okay, let's say.
And then what does it say? How do we interact? 1 row per set, appends only, defaults, ask once. Yeah, so you can read it if you want, and then you can call it and start logging.
Just curious which steps it will perform. Parse what the user gave you. 1 row per set, ask for anything missing, normalize values, append rows, confirm. Okay, so for example, we go into what is called a log
workout. You can say log workout, and then workout, and then trigger the voice to give information. Option space.
Don't know exercise names.
I'm doing my option.
Okay, I've done my legs workout today. I've done glutes bridge, 3 sets of 10 reps with 20 kgs each. I've done low lunges with 2 kgs on each leg, 3 sets of 10 reps. Let's see what it will write down.
So it's reading the CSV. And then, so you see here, this is what it will do. So it's calling your workout legs.
Yes.
This is the date.
But like now.
And then glutes bridge is the exercise. Low lunge is another exercise. And then it did 10, 20, 10, and 2.
Yes. But low lunge is incorrect. We need to adjust because I said that I've done like on each leg. So it should record each leg separately. Right leg, left leg, low lunge, right, low lunge.
Okay. So just say no and give it more information.
But should I adjust the skill or?
Now it already knows that it needs to call a skill file. So just given more information to the current session.
But no, for example, I want the skill, when I say like that I've done it on each leg, I want to skill automatically detect that it's like it needs to record.
Then you can adjust the skill.
Can you please adjust the skill? And if I say that I've done something on each leg, then it means that you need to record this separately. Like for example, when I said I've done low lunge on each leg 3 sets, 10 reps, you record left low lunge 3 lines and then right low lunge 3 lines.
Yeah. So this is now starting to refine the skill, right?
Yes.
You're giving it examples,
yes.
which is also good. It needs to have examples, and you're giving it some of these like rules and constraints that will help it get better and better each time. So it added a little section here. If the user said perform an exercise on each leg or on each arm per side, blah, blah, blah. There. So it now...
Yes. Now it's correct. Like we didn't do a feeling note. I'm curious if it'll ask me how did I feel after each exercise.
Yes. So just say like, I noticed that the skill did not ask me how I felt.
I noticed that the skill didn't ask me how I felt after doing each exercise. Can you please update the skill? So if I did not provide the information about my feeling, it should proactively ask. Okay, skill updated. Now it's asking.
It's asking you, yeah.
Yes. So after glutes bridge, I felt tired, and after low lunge, I was killed.
Killed?
I don't know if it's the right way to say it. I'm curious what it will write down. Tired.
That's the first update, and then I should do another update. Killed. So you can go to your, one more update. Feeling notes added. So now if you go to your CSV.
Okay, so now we can see there. It's like yes, legs. Okay, so then like you can use this file to record some of your data and then build, for example, another skill that will analyze your progress over time.
You can build a skill, for example, that you tell it a time frame, for example, last week,
yes.
And then it goes through the data and it looks at your the summary of it summarizes basically all the exercises you did and tells you like where you improved. I mean, you have to tell the skill what you wanted to tell you. Or maybe detect like all the exercises where maybe there was too much weight and you felt very tired or something.
Yes.
And yeah, it's basically like a data tracker slash analysis project.
This is very cool because I'm thinking of building a skincare tracker. I think like this idea can be reapplied to there, like to build a skill that will help me to fill it out. I think that's everything we wanted to show today.
Yeah. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to join the Vibecoding Cafe, link below this video.
And let us know if you like the video, what should be the next video about and which drink you want us to make next time. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.